both players. Now on to the next one. Dampsquib, Adafheyesh.
Oh,
Thanks a
you
lot,
got you.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
Thanks
of course.
for
No
showing us
problem.
at our worst.
At our absolute worst. We look cool now. You should cut to us
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Come on, Kratos. Come on.
Listen, the things we do for audio quality, people, I want you to know we suffer for this. It's sweltering, and yet here we
Yeah,
are.
it's pretty warm in
It's
here.
pretty warm. It's pretty warm. Anyway, Obsidian, congratulations, Sauerkraut, for winning Copper.
All right,
Commiserations to
anyway.
Team and Kirby. You put up a great fight, but Adafheyesh, Dampsquib, Obsidian, we'll just roll through the draft real quick like last time, I think, yeah?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
we can do that.
And I am a professional, by the way.
Yes, yes. So
We all are.
We're
We all are.
We're all professionals here.
All right, Adafheyesh bans Terrace, then Dampsquib bans Gallery, restricts High Rise, and declines to restrict from Dampsquib. That's interesting. We can cover that as we get into the games, though. Adafheyesh doubles Veranda, Dampsquib, more double Ballroom. Then we get into Courtyard, Redwoods, Library, and Aquarium. So we have a lot of more spy favored venues from Dampsquib, and a lot of more sniper favored venues from Adafheyesh. So it kind of seems a really clear split here.
Makes sense. Kletos, why does Restrict have Toby on it? I'm very
Oh,
curious.
well, no, it's a declined restrict image. Just
Sorry,
a
that's what I
reclined
mean.
image. It's Toby holding a little Alice.
He's holding an Alice.
Yeah.
An Alice? Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a little
yes.
model of
Yes.
who
There
we
was,
call Ponytail.
I think
Is there some lore here that I should know about?
No, I think at some point I just was looking for an image to put for the declined, and that just happened to be one of my screenshots that I had.
Oh, Kletos.
Fair enough. All right, let's get into the match because I can't parse that.
Okay.
can't.
Anyway, but yes,
That's excellent. I
anyhow,
love it.
here we go. Let's go into it. I'm ready.
Yeah. Adafheyesh on Veranda as spy.
Yeah, playing as the aforementioned tiny little model person held by Toby, Ponytail. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. I didn't know. I mean, I thought she was taller than that. You could ride like little toy horses.
Yeah. I mean, taller than that in this game, it would seem. Maybe got the embiggening
The
for,
embiggening.
for this mission, you know, or was shrunk down for the other mission.
Oh, that's a tough question. Which one's fake? Which one's real? I've met the real thing. I've met the person this character is based on, and I would not describe them as anywhere near that short. Well over 5 inches tall. Well over. We have a green book, by the way, and when you have a green book in your hand very early in a Veranda game, normally doesn't end up in the green shelf, does it?
That is true. Lots of stuff happening, and of course, that when the sniper is more distracted, you are more likely to get away with this sort of things because they can't remember what they don't pay attention to. In the immortal words of Dr. Grash. However, we do just go right back into this green bookshelf. So Adafheyesh playing against what we expected here.
Yeah. Or you can't forget what you never knew.
True.
There we go. I'm not a doctor. I'm definitely not as good as Grash these days. Well out of practice. There goes the book into red, as we discussed.
Wait, but we went back to green and then we jammed into.
We made that unnecessarily difficult on ourselves, but we're not dead yet. We just should be. And there's a highlight, and that's, let's say, marked for death. How about that? That was weird.
You earlier something that reminded me of the checker saying, "I've probably forgotten more about SpyParty than any of you ever know."
Yeah. I mean, that's true, but it's not quite the flex he thinks it is it? That's a good flex if you've forgotten a little more than the other person knows, but if you've forgotten 10 times what they know, it starts to go the other way, and it's not good anymore.
How much have you forgotten? What's your memory like?
I don't know how much I've forgotten, by definition. We don't have any flirt done, so suddenly that clean, I'm putting clean in quotation marks, which you would be able to see if, they were cutting to me looking silly, but that's fine. Don't do it now, you don't have to.
No, I'm the one looking silly now, so you can cut to me looking silly.
We're not sure if it's clean or not, but, oh, there's that flirt, finally. Back at the green bookshelf, we've been there 3 times this game,
this
by the
this
way.
one for flirt, yeah.
Yeah, but still, we basically live there. We don't live in Toby's hands, we live at this green bookshelf.
Time's ticking low for a 5-mission venue, and you've only got the 1.5 so far. We go for this bug, and it's being watched very closely by Dampsquib. I think that was seen with a little bit of a laser shake, or was just frustrated. Who knows? Maybe we're looking for a clear shot. We're waiting for a clear shot.
Yeah, I think they're frustrated by how hard it was to see. I think the bug was even zoomed in, barely visible. They were watching closely, but I think that's an angry shake of like, I don't know if they could have bugged. It was so well obscured. Real contact coming off. It's a white test. Not too bad on Veranda. And this is a pretty good time. I mean, obviously, we don't have like one super full conversation, but all of them have a decent number in them. One of the DAs leaves right afterwards, and the other two were in conversation. So this is actually pretty good. That's 2 hard tells, a soft tell, and half the seduce done.
Yeah, with 1 minute 10 left on the clock, you definitely can get done. But look at that safety off onto Adafheyesh. You know, you said March for Death earlier. The bullet's coming on. It's on its way.
Yes, it's in the mail. It's taken a few days to get there. That's all. It's a snail mail. We're literally mailing a bullet.
Is it a bullet coated than anthrax? Is that what we're doing?
Oh yeah. That seems confusing at that point. It's like, what? No, that's not how you do it. Well, here's how you go. You add time. You dead. Yeah. So we're thinking probably a mix of microfilm and bug. Highlight after the microfilm, camera shake after the bug. They just wanted a little more than that, and the time ad was plenty.
Yep. Absolutely. So Dampsquib takes the first game, and Dampsquib comes into this matchup in a weird spot, because at first it seemed like Adafheyesh would be the favorite coming up into this matchup, because they did play each other in the previous division of Obsidian 2, and Adafheyesh took both the matches that they had there, both in regular season and the previous finals. However, Dampsquib took the regular season for this division, so it's 2-1 right now in favor of Adafheyesh, but Dampsquib certainly is not out of it, especially in a dominating scoreline, 7-2 last time.
That might be more significant than the previous 2 wins. The last thing can be just as important as everything that came before it. Dampsquib now spying on Veranda, playing as queen in 3, 2, 1, playing it. In Obsidian 3, you say. Obsidian 2, of course. Oh, 1 goes the other way, does it? Yeah, countdown. It's like DEF CON, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I was gonna make a sequel joke, but that doesn't really work. It's a trilogy either way. Dampsquib walking all the way across this party to try to join with our seduction target, and we do, and we try to bug as the ambassador leaves. It's one of those bugs across the conversation, which you can do in those small Veranda CCs.
Yeah, but the ambassador does leave, pushed away by other people, and it could still be a sequel, or a prequel rather. Reverse chronological order like the Star Wars films.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Well, and I don't like those movies, but I like your suggestion. Yeah, how Obsidian came to be. Link it all up. Where those little red bars come from? Why are there 2 of them? I don't know. We still have a green flirt done. We have a bug that didn't take and an ambassador that left us and now is sitting right across from us. Dampsquib, I think, is running over to blue bookshelves. There might be a print there, I think. Is that where the ambassador ran off to? No, it's a briefcase instead.
If there was a briefcase there's probably a print on the bookshelf as well. It's a pretty good indicator. But
Yeah.
we took the briefcase instead, and Dampsquib getting that fingerprint, not picking up a highlight for it. Some people do like to highlight for those briefcases.
We'll have to keep an eye on that blue bookshelf and see. Oh, there we go. There goes the book back right now. So there's going to be a print on that. And if we let that cook for a little while, could be a pretty valuable print late in the game if no one ruins it for us. Probably want to get this flirt done pretty soon. We're going to see where our seduction target lands. Lands right there, just across from us. We've been offered a drink. We reject it very quickly. And instead, we go flirt with our seduction target. If we can finish this here with another green test, we will be done. We do not. White.
It's unfortunate, but I think greens tend to matter a little bit less on the 5-8 venues, just a tiny bit, because you've got more time, you've got more things you need to do anyway, so it's a smaller portion of everything that needs to be done. So oftentimes you're gonna be doing other missions that are in the vicinity of your ST later in the game, so you can stop by and get that 50% at that point.
Purloin, white.
Right.
Oh boy, not really on screen at all though. We could gulp here pretty safely, I think. We should have gulped. There, we see the list is gone. Adafheyesh is reacting now. They could probably low light pretty much everybody on the right-hand side of this venue.
Yeah, but there's no quick reaction. Only one low light so far. What's gonna happen from here? Adafheyesh doesn't seem to be very sure, or is very sure. Yeah, when you have very little reaction from a sniper like this after a purloin, it's inevitably one of 2 things. Either they are very, very sure and they don't want to give it away to the spy, or they really don't know what's going on.
Yes, yeah, exactly right. Because if you know who it is, there's no reason to mess around with lights and give away your position or anything like that. So anyway, the earlier hot take about the green flirt being the biggest thing, you're thinking that's more on a 4-8, not a 5-8. Or a 4-7.
Yeah, 4-8 it tends to be more important. Just because the lower amount of time, we start this venue with almost a minute and a half more than on Ballroom, for example.
I'm pretty sure that blueprint is gone. It's at least smudged because someone is there right now. We still have one fingerprint. We have 1 minute left, only 2 missions done, and it's not clear what kind of a suspect we are for this Perlin. We're going to try to contact right here. We're going to join green contact, and I would imagine leave almost right away because we do not have the time to stick around.
Again, though, this only gets one low light, which, after Purloin and after Contact,
Yeah.
both only getting one low light, I'm beginning to feel like more and more Adafheyesh doesn't know where this Purloin came from.
Well, Dampsquib then is probably being too passive, frankly, post Purloin. White Purloin can make you a little gun shy, no pun intended, and like at that point, sometimes you don't finish, but the sniper doesn't know. You can just give the game away. And here we are with 20 seconds left. We can't finish here.
Fingerprint on the statue. Oh, maybe we were.
Maybe we can. Yeah.
There it is. There's the.
Well, the timing alone, right? You could have been hesitant to take the shot, but that's a lot of, like I said, Venn diagram circles overlapping all at once. That will do it. Adafheyesh ties it up on the sniper. Sniper's 2 for 2 on Veranda. Shocker there. Adafheyesh trying to break that, playing his plane twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Starting off nearby the Ambassador, we didn't have a drink in the hand, we didn't spawn with one of those, so we could have trickered a bug there, but although it would have been fairly visible, so Adafheyesh wisely, I think, does not go for it. We see statue highlights is the strategy of the day for Dampsquib here.
And you prefer inspect completes, right? You use a little bit, so you have to offload some of your memory, but not too much. You still have to keep track of that.
In fact, it's generally mission complete. Bug, a suspected microfilm, that kind of thing. Or finished inspect, finished print. That kind of thing is what works for me. But of course, everyone has something that works for themselves. And if the Dampsquib likes the statue highlights, that is what's going to work out here. I will say it's very important if you're doing statue highlights not to conflate your highlights with suspicion. That is something I see that players will do a lot, and that's very abusable.
Very true. Timeout for Adafheyesh and Ryan there, pencil stash, whatever we call him, checking his watch at almost exactly the same time. So if it was caught, there's still going to be 2 of us because it was a green test. And Ghost of Statues right afterwards, right next to the Ambassador. Adafheyesh using that time, though, no mission progress. And you start to wonder, with a time add and no mission progress, have they just not had any opportunities? Or is the whole plan here to draw this game out and induce a shot? Because this is what it would look like in the early going if they were trying to do that.
Yeah, I think that Adafheyesh might also be playing some kind of meta strategy where you're just trying to tire your opponent out, because sniping is going to be more tiring than spying in most scenarios. So Adafheyesh is just saying, you need to play this long sniper game, hold your shot, and you're going to be a bit more tired, especially in a longer set than is typical.
Yeah, there are probably like 4 venues, this included, where the sniper can get very exhausted, particularly if you draw the game out. Obviously, there's some venues where that doesn't really make sense as a strategy, but it does make sense here on Veranda. And a lot of AIs do go to multiple statue sets in these games, so especially with statue highlights. Oh boy. That still kind of fits with the induce a shot thing, obviously. You just have to time it very, very well, and it seems like we might have. However, we do not get much of a chain going, though. Buns is going to take it right afterwards, but Dampsquib has not zoomed in or noticed. It is very on screen now, though. One would hope they've noticed now. You'd hope there's going to be some lowlights coming off, but I'm not seeing much of a reaction. There it is. 1, 2, 3. And that's all so far.
Yeah, and we were completely hidden during that reject as far as what was visible on screen from the sniper side. Of course, Dampsquib does have object permanence and could know that we were back there regardless. But out of sight, out of mind does surprisingly often get snipers.
I was going to say, yeah, it's object permanence and then flirt tracking. That's a standard development for a good toddler. We did pick up a highlight, by the way, standing at windows. We were about to dump a red book into blue. I wonder if we were seen over there with the red book, if that's it.
It's a pretty unusual transfer as well. Usually you don't see blue books, green or red books being taken over to blue. Sometimes blue gets over to green or red, but usually you're going to see green to red or red to green as far as Veranda goes. And now we're sitting next to the Ambassador. I don't know if we're close enough to push them out here. We might even be in great standing bug range. In fact, we are in standing bug range, but just a little too close.
And they leave. There we go. That was an interesting thing there. I think it makes sense to go across from the Ambassador there for a little bit, see if they kind of give you an opening, see if they rotate, take it real quick, and if they don't, fine, and if they do, free, and they didn't. So you are short on time, though, so you kind of needed that bug.
Yeah, we do.
We're gonna swap.
Ooh, okay. We're kind of off screen here. We could have cheesed this, but instead we're going for
Maybe.
inspects. But we only have the one flirt still, so even if we get away with the swap, which is being rotated over to be seen here, does Dampsquib know who shot?
Was someone there
We're
before is the
framing.
question.
I think it was Disney. I think Disney is the one that we're trying to frame here.
Well, that would be inspect completes for him too, because he was at the front facing statues earlier. So this is a big moment.
That's why Adafheyesh wanted to swap that statue. But we need to find as well. We're also going to finish inspects, but we don't have flirt.
Oh no, and we're waiting for Walt to do something. He's not doing anything, and you can see Dampsquib is mad though. Does not like not knowing which person this is, and just one of them's gonna feel right to you or wrong, and it feels like a white, I guess, not a green, and they guess right.
Yeah, this is. In terms of likelihoods, tends to be a lot more likely that Twin is the spy there, just because Twin was the more active party in terms of that frame. If Disney were the spy and green swapped, and it just so happened that the person who went and picked up the green swap was, not a low light or anything, and went to finish inspects after that, that's a lot more coincidental, while what Twin is doing feels a lot more intentional, and intentionality is what makes a spy.
You are probably right. That's probably what they were thinking, or it's something they just kind of felt subconsciously, whatever it was, instinct, knowledge, both. Dampsquib is right, and Dampsquib is leading, and now spying, playing as general on Veranda in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, that was one of the better swap frames I've seen on Veranda because of how
Yeah.
long the game had gone on. Usually those don't work out as well as you'd hope.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game, I
despite
thought.
what Dougie will tell you.
Trying to steal names from you over there in chat. We're at a window. This seems like a pretty good time to time it, actually, because the guest list and the ambassador are both on the far end, and we could see on our end the sniper is not looking at all. We were totally off screen. That would have been, I think, pretty close to free. But we don't take it. Instead, we just take the moment to breathe, center ourselves, and then go ready to do some spying.
Indeed.
Or not. We go to another window, center ourselves again.
Stealing Adafheyesh's strategy here. We're going to green time ad and just kind of wait it out. Is that what's going on here? We're going to go for a flirt, but our ST walks away. She was at that window for a little bit too long. We could not get there in time.
Yeah, we're centering ourselves, we're recentering ourselves, we're re-recentering ourselves. We should be pretty freaking zen right about now. Maybe zen enough to get some missions done.
Wrong venue for it. I'm sorry.
That's not Tayan. Oh. The absolute wrong venue for zen is Aquarium, though. That's the worst.
And the red.
Yeah. I mean, for you anyway, you really don't like that shark, huh?
Not a fan. Sharks are scary, man. They're not our friends. Fake contact into green bookshelf. I wonder if the idea is to distract from the green take. Oh, from the green microfilm, and there's a lot of occlusion from that conversation. And hell, we're green, and it's a green test, so it's not seen. And Adafheyesh fairly is not really watching for it, I don't think.
Yeah, but despite that, we're getting down to a point where we've taken over 2 minutes in this game, and we've only got this singular green microfilm. And even though it's clean, look at how double zoomed we are on that bug. And what do you do as Dampsquib here? I think you need to make the decision that it's time to time ad to just get that extra 45 seconds, even a whole extra minute and 30, because otherwise you're not going to get very far.
It is time to add 49% on the Seduce. That's close enough to still 2 flirt potentially, but we're going to have to get a little bit closer next time. We're going to be able to, too. 2 minutes left, and they are feeling that time pressure that you mentioned, and they are leaving as a result. And here goes the book. We're going to red, and we might take this somewhere else for an action test. I'm not sure. Nice.
Difficult fingerprintable, so that's very good. I would love our progress if we had 3 minutes on the clock.
Right, yes, yeah. It's a big difference now. Oh, so you're saying that full minute we spent staring out windows, maybe, for example, if we had that back. But then we wouldn't be centered.
Of course.
Yes, we wouldn't be in the right headspace for espionage.
Screen test will be just barely get enough for that 100%, and we don't 83%. However, that means that any of our next flirts will complete, if it's not red, of course.
That's right. 17% the minimum. Red. Anything less than that, they just run away. They always run away. We're going to go back to red test at some point. I didn't mean to get all melancholy there. We go for a fingerprint to try to finish that up with the briefcase, and Queen beats us to it. So here's the question. Red is a very bad place to complete animation microfilm, generally speaking. Do we want to do it somewhere else, or do we want to just time it? We're doing okay. As if prompting the questionable choice, they do it in full view. Listen. We always say that if something is really obvious and counterintuitive, that alone can be an argument for it.
But
But
there's a reason it's really counterintuitive here. I did actually get away with that once against Manatters when I was new to the game.
okay,
When I was really new to the game, oh no, I think it was against Zero Doom.
okay.
I was against Zero Doom. I was playing against Zero Doom, and I
Was
did
Zero Doom still 0-0? I was gonna say it's
No.
hard to get away with after that point.
Zero Doom's been in the game longer than I have.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I guess they do. Yeah, I was gonna say because otherwise, yeah, it can work just because it's weird, but it's not a high percentage play, is it?
No, not particularly. And unfortunately for Dampsquib, that low percentage does not pan out. This is why the house always wins. And Adafheyesh in this case is the house with, I believe, is it 2-2 or 3-1? Because I don't think
I think it's 2-2.
I don't think it's 3-1 for
Yeah.
Dampsquib.
No, it's 2-all. Yeah, there's that old saying, this plan is just crazy enough to work. That plan was just crazy enough to fail miserably. But I admire the gumption. We are all knotted up here. Adafheyesh now spying on Ballroom, playing as Cowboy in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, that plan's just crazy enough to not work. But I like it. We get to cast it.
Yeah,
We like
it's
it when
fun.
spies do atypical things.
That indeed we do. And atypical things are the name of the game on Ballroom. You can do a lot of interesting things, and it can still work.
Yeah, I mean, you like Ballroom primarily because of Bug, right? You like that Bug is a little more viable. You like that camera angles have a
There's
lot to do with it?
variety in how you can how you can construct your mission completes.
Okay.
There's a lot of variety there, and that makes it very
And Bug.
interesting. Yeah, okay, and Bug. Yeah, fine.
Okay.
You know,
It's like half Bug.
I'll admit it. I'll admit it.
It's half this big, nuanced, really well thought out argument, and half just Bug good, right? Right.
I mean, Bug always good. Come on.
Bug always good. Bug always good. Half a flirt done. Adafheyesh, no Bug. We've seen a lot of Bug attempts early on in these games so far in both matches tonight, but none here. Ballroom, obviously a great choice for Chaos Bugs often, too. And sometimes there's nothing you can do about them, which is one reason to hate Ballroom as a sniper, potentially. No, you'll hear none of it.
It's rarer to be impossible to see a Chaos Bug on Ballroom than it is on Aquarium, Tayen, or like Pub sometimes even. Get that hallway on Pub.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty bad. The pillars there are quite big. They're ballroom sized, roughly. Not gallery size, not library size, bigger than both.
Just a very tiny gallery-sized pillar.
Really tiny gallery sized pillars. They're not even really pillars. They're closer to like these little window frame things here. There's a white test on the flirt, 68% now, and we've eaten up a lot of time for just 2/3 of a flirt.
Yes, we have. That is over half a game clock gone for Adafheyesh here. We walk by the Ambassador. We don't go for a bug, although it was being looked at. However, the sniper was in the middle of a zoom out, which might have obscured it. I've definitely been burned by that, where the spy will bug right as I'm zooming out or zooming in, and it obscures the movement just enough that I don't see the bug. So that can happen. Of course, Adafheyesh couldn't have known that though.
Correct. We do have fingerprint, by the way, off Blue Bookshelf, so that helps a little bit, but we have only just over a minute left, and this is where you have to think about either coming up with a very aggressive plan to finish or a time ad, and that'll help. That'll get our second mission, and we're very close to finishing two others. There's another fake. Oh, there's a fake right afterwards. We're giving away a lot of low lights, but we're going to need to combine a fingerprint with something else like a swap and a seduce, and that's going to be hard. Dampsquib, meanwhile, double zooming in on this Purloin as Red Dress the highlight takes it, so still very concerned about that. We know it hasn't happened. There's a fingerprinted book. Fingerprinted Sentinel statue. Are we going to try to fingerprint inspect?
Interrupted!
Oh no, that's going to ruin everything. We didn't do them in the optimal order. I'm not sure we could have known, although sometimes you can. And we're going to get shot anyway for it. I'm not sure if we went into a third cycle or not, but it hardly matters.
Yeah, we did actually do them in the correct order because we were trying to get there before Duke picked up the statue. However, we did not quite get there in time, unfortunately for us. If we had done the other direction, we wouldn't have gotten interrupted. However, Duke would have had that statue regardless, and we would not have been able to get it through. We did hit the green test, but it just wasn't enough. And Dampsquib taking the sniper still. So we haven't seen a single spy win yet on this set.
No, not quite. Some of them haven't even felt close, frankly. Snipers in control so far, and we'll see if that changes. Dampsquib now on the spy, playing as Bling in 3, 2, 1, playing it. I finally remembered which direction they face.
You had to memorize it just for this cast, so you can,
It's just not something I think about very often. I could memorize it, I just choose not to. There's more interesting statistics that are taking up space in my brain other than which way the twins face in portraits. But this time I happen to remember. We are next to the other twin. In fact, they are flanking the ambassador, and the ambassador says, I don't like this. I'm cornered. I'm leaving. But we do get the flirt in with Duke, 34%, before they walk away with said ambassador's briefcase.
I'm not sure. Some people would like to be cornered by twins.
No comment. No comment. The ambassador, on the other hand, they have a personal space meter.
Right.
You know, they easily feel crowded, right? So maybe that's you, me, no judgment. Everyone's got their own thing, but the ambassador's thing is definitely a personal bubble. Yeah,
For sure, for sure. The ambassador likes to walk around, breathe the fresh ballroom air.
The ballroom air. Frolic in the ballroom. Let's just say the ambassador's been practicing social distancing long before COVID, right? They were made for this.
It's like you're getting too close. Please, 6 feet different distance.
Yes, please. 6 feet difference at all times. Do not touch me. There's still just that one flirt done, and there's the bug right as I say that, and that's pretty good. And it came during a zoom in, zoom out, like we were talking about. We talk about this all the time, right? That kind of readjustment when you zoom in and zoom out. Your eyes do not pick things up as well as they do if they were whole thing were staying still.
I will say that the pathing there should have been the main tip-off, I think. The arm was, I think, almost completely invisible. However, we pathed around the entire ambassador, did a wrong arm around him, and then went back down towards the sniper, and it was just...
Like we were in the ambassador's orbit.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Look, Taft is a big model, but he's not that big. Bug done, seduce a third of the way done, but nothing else in a minute and a half. There's a fingerprint off the drink, and oh boy, you're starting to see the contours of the mission win countdown now, aren't you?
That is my favorite part of any spy game, when suddenly it kind of starts coming together. I've been right-clicking at random for the first minute and a half of the game, then suddenly everything clicks, and it's like, yes, I know how I'm going to finish this game. It's a very good feeling, and in this case, we do take a fake contact here. A little interesting, but it's a very good fake contact, all things considered.
From literal clicking to figurative clicking, everything into place. And I wanted to say too earlier, normally I say alongside me today. That's literal as well.
Yeah.
For those who come in a little bit late, Opie and I are in the same physical location, which is probably one of the reasons you hear the occasional echo. Sorry about that. Can't be helped. Well worth it though. And nothing's going on in this game, which is one of the reasons I'm filling time.
We do pick up the actual contact here, and the shot comes off immediately.
I think they were worried about that bug, like you mentioned, with the path, and with the fingerprint following bug suspicion. Kind of thing where the fingerprint, then the bug path, maybe lands very differently than the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely. Very impressive shot from Adafheyesh, though. That bug was pretty good, despite the path, and it was a drink print, which tends to be a little bit harder for snipers to remember.
Yeah.
Because it's that moving target.
Yeah, no, it's I would say it's definitely one of the harder ones, certainly, and yeah, very big risk there. Adafheyesh, Walt Disney, we are all tied up, all snipers so far, I believe. Ballroom.
Is this going to go to overtime?
We'll
Because
see.
this blazer might get pretty hot.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, no, we might have to just go down to t-shirts there. If it goes to overtime, we're dramatically removing blazers. Let you know, right now. We were kind of near the ambassador at the beginning of that. We had a little chaos bug opportunity, but their paths diverged pretty darn quickly, and we ended up in conversation with them and a suspected double agent. There's no reason to be here unless we're going to purloin right now. We're not going to. We're going to reject pretty quick, maybe a little too quick if you ask me, but whatever. But we are not even eyeing our seduction target at this point. Adafheyesh, like normally you at least, we're looking at the spy cam on our side at least. Normally you're at least rotating around, trying to... There they go.
Party a little bit.
Yeah, right, but it wasn't really even looking for the ST. Wasn't seeing what they were up to. That's unusual.
There wasn't much going on in the party. In fairness, the ambassador was pretty sedentary, and the entirety of the party was in the camera view, so no need to be looking around too much. Instead, I mean, I always looking around because
Yeah.
on both roles, actually, my camera view directs my thinking a little bit. I kind of think physically with the camera. So, Adafheyesh, a little bit more stable in that camera placement for the spy side, and is playing it pretty slow, as we've seen in multiple games so far. I would like a time ad soon, especially because our ST walked away from us. So, whoa, we're trying to hide
Uh-oh.
behind Toby.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Let's see how this. Let's see if it's visible.
I think that's pretty visible.
Dampsquib, I can't tell if they didn't see or if they're just like, wait, what? Did I?
That's because you're an interactive sniper camera
Yeah.
track. Oh!
Oh! Was it a miss shot? Was that a miss? Was that a miss? We're looking at the replay on our end here. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is the end of the talk. The head jumps back at the stop talk. Look at this: 154.6 stop talking, 154.3. That stop talk won the game.
Have you ever seen a stop talk win the game?
Never. Not like that. I've seen movements that jerk around like that. You know, I've seen miss shots. I've seen quite a few miss shots. They're burned into my memory. I've never seen a spy decide to stop talk in a way that obviously, clearly decided the outcome.
Yeah, that's incredible, and that's how we get our first spy win of the set track.
That is way less satisfying than I was expecting. Oh my god.
Certainly exciting, though.
It's incredibly exciting. If you're Dampsquib, though, it
No,
just sucks.
that's
It just sucks.
It feels so bad.
Yes.
This is actually why real-life snipers go for body shots, because heads are just
Fair
much harder to hit.
Yeah, it's a good point. Wow. Well, now if you're Dampsquib, you've got to gather yourself, play as Red Dress on Ballroom, and somehow come back from that heartbreaker of a loss in 3, 2, 1, playing it. I, personally, don't stop talking at any point. Casting, playing, whatever. But apparently I should try it.
I just had lunch with you. Like, I'm fully aware that you
Yeah,
never stop
I'm
talking.
sorry that I talked while I was chewing the whole time, by the way. There was just too much to say and too much food to eat simultaneously. Green flirt for Dampsquib. That's a good start. Okay, if they were super, super tilted by that shot, it's not showing in the first action test.
Yeah. The one action test is predicting the tilt level of the spy right now. I like it.
Okay,
it's gonna be green.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, they're
No,
tilted. They're tilted. They're falling
Oh,
apart.
no, it's 50-50. It's 50-50.
Let's see. Here we go. Tiebreaker.
Oh, let's go.
We're gonna win this. Yeah. Well, Dowsy used to joke that if I hit my first green but missed my second, that explained how tilted I was. He used to say that about me. I don't get it either. But let's run with it. Sure. But no, that is a real thing though. The tiltedness, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think what would really show up is like a spy being overly foolishly aggressive in the next game, for example, would maybe be. I said foolishly aggressive. Now, here's the question. Why did you think I was talking about you when I said foolishly aggressive? I think you're telling on yourself there a little bit. White test on the flirt, so they are tilted again. We've now confirmed. White test tilted. 85%. But we do have the inspect's partly done, the seduce partly done. We're being offered a drink. We don't want it. 2 minutes left. This is pretty good progress, but if we see something impulsive, that maybe would be more of an indication that the frustration of the previous game was coming out. But I don't see any indication so far.
Yeah, I think that frustration tends to manifest itself more in sniper. It's a little more. It's a little subtler when you see that, because it's a little easier to see in spy, but it takes a higher threshold. It takes a lower threshold to mess up your sniper, I think, because that is so procedural. It's so much of a habit. You've got to like train it, and if you're rattled, whereas
Right.
with spy, it's a bit more in your head. It's a bit more slow down, make decisions. You have a little more time. You don't have to be doing this thing that you've trained yourself to do.
Yeah, well, unless you miss something really obvious as sniper, then the difference between I miss something because I'm tilted and I miss something because sniper is hard is pretty much invisible to us, to viewers. Again, unless it's a very obvious thing, like, for example, a white test microfilm facing outward on Veranda. If they miss that, then I would think something's going on. But otherwise, sometimes you just miss stuff. And, it doesn't necessarily mean anything at all. We don't really have much progress since I last updated you. Contact, that's about it. Yeah. Still have a bunch of ways to finish here, but right now no, it doesn't quite make sense. But the problem is we really just need about 30 or 40 more seconds right here if we want to finish anything other than aggressively. So this could get ugly in a hurry.
How many times have we said that? We need 30 or 40 more seconds?
We are twitching. We're twitching closer to the ambassador. We've been twitching, and it's a walking bug as they leave, and it's shot! Oh my god, that was a good bug.
Yeah,
Let's take a look
I
at
mean,
this
I
replay
think
here.
Adafheyesh had the right angle for it is the main thing. Was very, very aware of that
Yes.
possibility, and it was pretty visible, partially because Taft is faster than our character. We aren't one of the slower characters, but Taft is the fastest, and so in this case, that comes in as a downside for the ambassador choice.
Yeah, and look at this log here. You can see leaves conversation, enters conversation. They were trying to twitch to do the back-to-back bug, and then they realized they were running out of time. They didn't do it quick enough. Maybe didn't want to risk twitching too obviously. Forced to do the walking bug instead. And you're right. The key to this is it's not really the bug that's the problem. It's just you're betting on the sniper not having the great angle. If they have the great angle, it doesn't work basically ever.
Yeah.
So that's just good sniper play, countering a pretty decent bug, I think.
And that means Adafheyesh is up 5-3. Hasn't dropped a sniper game yet, and got that miracle victory, miracle stop talk on Ballroom. So back to Adafheyesh's pick, and some Courtyard, which is a little more sniper favored. And maybe this is the plan, trying to get that spy win and lock it down from here.
Well, you certainly can do it. We've seen it before. Adafheyesh now playing on Courtyard as Red Dress in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, I mean, that civilian shot was crazy. Basically, if the spy sneezed, their head would have gone forward and they would have died.
Yeah, that's almost a. If they hadn't stopped talking, can we do collaterals in SpyParty?
Yeah, maybe. I think I hope someone's clipping that. By the way, that's kind of an all-time moment already.
Yeah, that was.
I've been doing this a fair while, Opie, and that feels like a new one.
Yeah,
I don't get to say that very often.
We've seen someone ducking to get the briefcase and
Yeah.
dodging a bullet like that.
Yeah.
We've seen an AI suddenly jumping in front. I don't think we've ever seen a head snap back based on a stop talk.
Yeah. That's a rough one. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of casting this game, and I'm still seeing new things. There's a green flirt early on for Adafheyesh. And Courtyard's interesting. It's kind of like when we were talking about Terrace earlier and good contacts, Courtyard came to mind as being the other venue where if you are patient, you will be able to get an excellent contact, sometimes a perfect one.
And the reason for that is there's just not many places to be other than the conversations. The conversations take up so much of the pad space on this venue, relative to like something on Gallery where you have loads and loads of spots the AIs could be that's not in conversation.
Yeah, it's not that many at all. It's a few windows, it's 2 statue sets, and all talk. Other than that, another flirt. This time white. We've seen a lot of that. We've seen 85 so often tonight. Very few 2 flirts, and same thing here. A minute and a half left, and we haven't really done anything else in the meantime. We kind of banked on that double green, and we didn't get it because we waited around for it for quite a while. And hey, the response is I didn't get my double green, so it's time at time. It's white, and Salmon checks the watch right afterwards. Could be interesting. Could bear watching later.
It doesn't seem like Dampsquib was really looking at the clock, however. We were right on screen, and sometimes seeing someone check their watch right in front of you can be like, I should look at the time real quick.
Yes.
But other times you're paying attention to other things, and you just don't even look at the clock until it's far too late.
And I think it is probably far too late now. And the seduce is done in the meantime, too. And we still have a little bit of time from that time ad left. A highlight walks by the ambassador, and Dampsquib, you could tell, very, very interested. Here comes the contact. It is a very good one, I think. Yes, it is a white test. One of the twins joins just as it happens. Low lit and then brought back up. You can see Dampsquib saying, I'm not sure. That could have been a green. That's an excellent contact. No low lights, 2 missions done.
And this is exactly what you're talking about, Track. That perfect contact can come in so easily on Courtyard compared to these other venues, and Adafheyesh finds it, but I hate to say it, Track. We say it every time we cast Courtyard. How are we going to finish the game?
How are we going to finish? Contact seduce, basically givens, by the way.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh my god, and this time, Walt was the spy, a civilian gets shot, and this time Walt is the one. Walt is the civilian. I think completing fingerprints, probably, from the sniper's perspective is what they think.
It looks like he might have actually just completed soft tells, which is one of the few ways that a sniper can consistently lose on Courtyard is if you just have AIs that complete soft tells. Even then, some snipers can be tracking flirt, tracking pathing, and maybe you have low light for other things. But in this case, that perfect contact combined with a little bit of AI luck in this case, that's another win on the spy side for Adafheyesh.
Yeah. He took a drink right after the ambassador.
Oh yeah,
and they're not even like close to each
double
other,
prints.
so it does look like it could have been.
Yeah, and like the reset on the idol, and I mean, like if you're not positive about the briefcase etiquette, it's a weird looking sequence of events.
Absolutely. And
wow, that's rough. And now falling really far behind.
Yeah, 6-3, and if Adafheyesh wins this sniper game, as is relatively expected, Adafheyesh has won all of the sniper games so far. Courtyard's slightly sniper favored, so if Adafheyesh makes the expected result, it's going to be a big deficit, 7-3.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it would
and
be.
that would be the end of a normal match.
Wow. Well, it's fallen apart real quick here, but still time to bring it back. But it needs to start here. Playing as Aren't Sorry. 3, 2, 1, playing it. Tough position for Damp there.
This game could be so much closer without that ballroom shot.
Ballroom shot, the AI completing in an unusual way in Courtyard. I mean, these are tough losses to take, particularly. One
It's-
is just kind of random movement, and the next is just random AI luck a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard to say Dampsquib's even done anything wrong, honestly.
And the end of red.
2 lowlights early, 3 lowlights for this conduct early on in this game. As one of the big things to concern about contact is, sure, we can talk about how getting perfect contact is better, but if you do have to have lowlights, the fact that these lowlights are going to be on the board for much longer, as you've done this in the early part of the game, is going to hurt you a little bit as the spy, because the sniper. Oh, we could do a bug here. We could. I want to, but
I love these.
Adafheyesh is looking closely at it though,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
knows it's possible and watches for it, which is impressive.
Yes.
But that was like that's a way back into the set if it works.
Yeah, well, so the thing about those back-to-back bugs is they're very powerful, but they're powerful specifically when it doesn't seem at a glance like the player is in a position to bug. That time they obviously were, and the sniper was watching. But the key is, if you're not watching,
You swap. It's white swap.
you're right. Already,
Oh,
and just like
shot.
that, comes back around. Dampsquib hits a very bold maneuver to try to finish quickly to get back in this match, and instead, the hole gets deeper.
I like the idea though. I love these really early. I'm done with contact. I'm done with flirt. And on Courtyard, get that inspect swap in. You're at 2 minutes. The sniper is not expecting it, and maybe you get away with that 10-second countdown because that's all you need at that point.
Yeah.
But Adafheyesh, very disciplined, very on top of the fact that this could have been a finish, and shoots immediately.
I'm a big fan of the green there if you can get it. They might have been trying to get, they might not have, because the 10 seconds is even harder when you have at least 2 people to pick from, you're standing on the other side of the venue, maybe you're holding a drink, there's more processing involved. I did that against Falcon Hit in SCL 6, as I recall. I was playing as Cowboy, I think it was, and contacted while the green was about to go off, and then that just adds to the chaos, and the 10 seconds seems a lot shorter. They might have been trying to do the green, they might not have. You can make an argument either way, but I'm generally a fan of the green there. Insofar as it's an option, at least. But some people prefer the white because you start the 10 seconds immediately and it happens earlier in the game. But I think you're right. I think that was a very bold, necessary, smart maneuver that just happened not to work out.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we are on to Redwoods, where Adafheyesh should close us out right here, right now, sweeping Redwoods. However, it's also Redwoods, and Dampsquib could bring it back.
That's true.
We can sum this up by saying it's Redwoods.
It's Redwoods. It is definitely Redwoods. That much we're sure of. Adafheyesh playing as Seek. 3, 2, 1, playing it. Definitely pulling away now. 7-3. A lot of chaos coming up on this venue, and Dampsquib with a bold maneuver that didn't quite pay off, but was probably worth trying. You kind of have to at that point when you're behind that much.
Yeah. And I really appreciate the kind of mindset. Some people will shut down and play a bit more timid when they are behind, and I've never found that to be an effective strategy for getting back in, for getting that momentum back. And momentum is a thing.
That might be the hottest take of the night, actually.
So,
No, I go back and forth.
I mean, SpyParty is such a mental game, right? Once you start to lose a couple in a row, it can really compound on itself.
Yeah. I believe in it at this level. I'm generally a skeptic when it comes to professional sports. People have been playing for 20 or 30 years or their whole lives, the pros, basically. But for, we're all pretty relatively ordinary people, present company accepted, excluded.
Of course.
Of course. So I think probably more likely to, yeah. But if God willing, there's ever professional SpyParty players or casters, fingers crossed, I would think maybe less of a thing then, right? Because by definition, those will be the people who are able to put that aside and play through whatever. One of the reasons we're able to talk about this in the abstract is because very little is happening in this game. 33% on the Seduce, and that's it.
Yeah, in the first minute and a half of this game, that's all we've got. You're sidling next to the Ambassador, however. Getting pretty close. I don't know if we're close enough for this bug here, however. We're just out of range, it looks like. But we are not moving the Ambassador. However, with depth perception the way it is on Redwood sometimes, does Dampsquib discredit this?
Banana bread.
You might have to. And I would say at this point, you should Twitch. You could probably get away with that Twitch anyway, but especially on Redwoods, you could easily, it's not going to be on screen half the time. Fake contact, it's a green for what it's worth, but we still don't have any other mission progress. We did not take that bug, and that's some timidity. And with this lead, though, you say come back into the game with aggression is the way you like to go, but how about holding onto a lead on a venue like Redwoods? Maybe you play it safe and just say, I dare you to hold. Because I know you're probably a little frustrated as Sniper right now with 2 of those losses being of the very frustrating variety.
We just got
Bug.
multiple. We got a bug there, which might be credited here because we were near by the ambassador, but we got a fingerprint that was completely off screen because the ambassador was being
There's another
watched
one.
for bug.
Wow. And then we got the bug anyway. That's pretty ironic. Fingerprint's done. A bug is done. 1 inspect done. A third of the seduce. The hardtail
Game.
That would be something.
We saw it a couple times with sauerkraut. We could get it here, or we could go for. Yeah, I was thinking finishing inspect, so we could go for a purloin silent finish.
This could, I was gonna say, this hurts us with the inspects. It could tie/fill our hands, and we decide, no, I'm walking away instead. We just wanted the flirt. We do not take the drink, whether we're obligated to or not. We can finish the inspects right here and then flirt for the win. But there's a little bit of a flash from Dampsquib. I think he's a little worried about this, and he's probably gonna shoot in the next few seconds. So I don't even think we're gonna get a chance to get that seduce in, but we'll see.
What if we're waiting for contact though?
If we're waiting for contact, you might be right. If we don't get shot here, are they really going to shoot for 1 more talk? Or is this going to be 8-3 potentially? We have a book. We took it out to look innocuous. Hey, look at this book I found. Oh, look at that. Trying to line up a shot from between the trees. We're in the mission win countdown. We're behind the trees.
Or we're waiting for contact. Because
You're right. It's not happening. 5 seconds left. And Adafheyesh is going to go up 8-3 on a silent Redwoods game. I think you read it perfect. Except for the fake. There was a fake, but they might have known. They might have known it wasn't going to be
there
real.
was a fake. Yes, I mean, we were pretty clearly in without the double agent at that time.
Right.
So it's definitely something that could have been memorized by Dampsquib.
Partial credit, partial silent. Yeah, potentially. But it was very early on, and you're right. It was pretty obviously, at least for that character. Depends on what Dampsquib was actually tracking. But that is quite a game.
I think what actually saved us there is the fact that we were close to the ambassador during our fake, because Dampsquib was paying attention to our area of the venue when we took that fake, so they knew Seek doesn't have real. That is something that kind of
they had a reason to look there to notice potentially. That would have been something, yeah. I mean, maybe we'll find out from the competitors at some point, but that is it's interesting the way that can work, where you don't want to be looked at, but it turns out being looked at is maybe what saves you later. Hard to say. We're always kind of quasi-mind readers here as casters anyway.
Some information you want the sniper to have, and when you don't have real, that's a bit of information you want them to have because it's going to give you a little bit of credit.
Yeah. Might not have been the plan, but it certainly worked out. Dampsquib now fighting for their absolute life, down 8-3 in a match that was, I believe, 3-3 at one point. Kind of just falling apart. Some of those losses are breaking, some of them preventable, but all of them now locked in forever. Playing as Kane, Dampsquib is on Redwoods in 3, 2, 1, playing at 5 championship points here for Adafheyesh.
Yeah, that's a lot of championship points, and it's funny because we were at 3-3, and we were saying, "Oh, if we get to overtime, we have to tear off our blazers dramatically." But I don't think we'll have to do that at this rate because Adafheyesh has been so knocked out on sniper, just Dampsquib hasn't gotten anything by.
Yeah, and to credit Adafheyesh, the sniper, great, but I don't want to credit their spy too much because obviously Dampsquib's sniper has been just about as good. They've just been very weird spy wins, except for that, except for the last one.
Except for the Redwoods game, yeah.
That was the real virtuoso thing. But it's mostly been snipers, and when it's mostly snipers, that's the kind of thing it turns on is little bits of party luck, and my God, the stop talk not heard around the world, I guess. Dear God. You think you've seen it all. A couple times I've been tempted to think I've seen it all, and this game always proves different. Always shows me how wrong I am. Early flirt, it's white, 34%, but as we saw in the previous game, and certainly a million other Redwood games, slow progress early, doesn't matter. The mission density and the amount you can get away with the occlusion very quickly means that you're never really running that low on time.
I mean, I've seen Redwoods games decided in the span of about 20 seconds in inspect, take out a book, cheese it over to the other bookshelf, open it up there, finish your inspects, finish microfilm, and the game's already over at that point, basically, because you're being credited with that most one set of inspects if the sniper doesn't see you do that. So, Redwoods, I think it might even be the highest mission density venue we have, maybe next to Tayan.
Yeah, it's close. Well, and the fact that you can get inspects and books simultaneously, the number of times where you can make progress across multiple missions at once, it just seems like that comes up constantly. In other venues, it's like, it'd be neat if this happened, it's neat when this happens. With Redwoods, it seems like it almost always happens. There's always a few moments like that in each game where you can increase your progress across multiple missions in one go. Speaking of, Seduce is mostly done, Fingerprint half done.
We should be
Briefcase.
finishing up Seduce. You know, anytime we see our SCN conversation, basically, we're gonna pick up. Excuse me. A single inspect.
Oh, red test. Red test. Oh, you'd be dead right now, my friend. Oh,
yeah.
no, it was behind a tree. Don't worry.
Yeah,
You're totally
it was
fine.
behind the tree.
Totally invisible. Well, there goes the silent game. Can casters do a silent game, or is that just being a really bad caster?
Banana bread?
Yeah.
Is that how this works?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm saying it way too late. The double agent left like 20 minutes ago. So also, partial inspects now.
bread.
Never know. Contact done, and 3 Softail missions with significant progress.
But we only have 35 seconds left. How are we going to finish all of those at once?
Didn't we just describe this exact scenario?
Actually, the ambassador was just at Green Book, so we can finish 2 missions there and run over to Rusty. So yes, we can. Wait, why is it the
We're
briefcase?
doing the briefcase
No,
instead.
we're inspecting.
With holding the briefcase. Oh my goodness! And yes, we get a well-deserved highlight for this. Is this how it ends? Is this how it all ends?
We're not even
in
printing.
Obsidian? Does it? Are we getting shot in the knuckle?
We don't
are
have
being stared at.
time.
We don't have time, and the sniper is staring at us, and this is going to be it.
It has to be inspect swap or something, but we don't have
It's not
the
going
time.
to be in time. Red
Red
test
swap.
swap. Run out of time. Adafheyesh wins the final 6 games in Obsidian to take it all.
I don't know if you care, but red test actually takes longer than a white test.
Does it?
Yeah. I learned this
That's
while
right.
speed running the
That's right.
game.
That's right. Of course you did. Wow. That's a brutal end. There were so many ways to finish there. It was almost like we telegraphed it perfectly. I swear, we haven't seen this game beforehand, but almost the exact scenario we described almost came to pass there. I mean,
Do you think that Dampsquib meant to get the book? And
I don't know.
it was action priority?
I mean, that's definitely plausible, right? You know you don't have a lot of time. You're definitely trying to do it quickly, and you're trying to get the heck in and out of there, too. You're almost trying to cheese it a little bit, because you're trying to do several things at one site, so... I don't know, but if it makes Dampsquib or any Dampsquib stands out there feel any better, they were going to have to win several more games to get back in, and after that, the die was cast sort of with that second sniper loss, the Civis shot on Courtyard with the Softail finish. Just bad luck there, and again,
Atrociously
the
bad
sneeze
luck
shot.
for Dampsquib. However, Adafheyesh did, in terms of like quote-unquote legitimate games, have a better score. You know, quote like they're all legitimate games, of course.
Of course,
but in the games where we don't feel like Dampsquib was getting unlucky.
Right. Yes. Yeah. But it could have been certainly a lot closer, and was in the early going too until the wackiness started. So that's going to do it for our cast. We saw Copper, we saw Obsidian. Both matches very exciting. Even though 9-3 doesn't sound like an exciting scoreline, you know, it was 3-3, and the way it went down was very exciting. And Dampsquib, you could say, doing interesting things, almost pulling it out until the very end there. And certainly Human Kirby holding their own in that first match against Sauerkraut.
Impressed by Human Kirby.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I imagine Sauerkraut was impressed / annoyed the whole time. Maybe could be forgiven for thinking this might have been an easy match, but turns out it was not.
I've felt that before, where I'm like impressed, but also like just let me win.
Yeah, just let me win.
Come on, come on. This is my match. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that there's no such thing as like an easy match exactly, but we also know if you've been playing a while, you're on a hot streak. You know, you see someone else's record, it's a little mixed maybe, and you could be forgiven for thinking without being too arrogant, like, okay, I should win this most of the time, and then it's close, and every time you think you're going to pull away, you don't. It gets very frustrating potentially, and I think that's what I think pesky is the word. Human Kirby, pesky Kirby.
Yes. Pesky Kirby.
Pesky Kirby was hanging around, but Sauerkraut won in the end, and Adafheyesh as well. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for, again, traveling all the way to Pittsburgh for this and only this and nothing else.
The only reason I'm here.
You don't have any family here?
No family.
No.
No, we didn't get lunch or anything. Even
Though you mentioned it, that was just you're being in character, right?
I'm gaslighting now.
Yeah.
He's being sarcastic, in case you can't tell, and so am I a little bit. Thanks for having us. Thank you to Kletos for hosting.
Mm-hmm.
Opie Wrights for coming again all the way to Pittsburgh, and to all you for watching and putting up a little technical snafus for this Spy Party, casting first, but hopefully not last. I hear tell might happen again very soon, as a matter of fact.
Times even.
Multiple times. So we're
Huh.
pioneers is what we are. Learn from our mistakes, of which there were many. Kletos.
I mean, I
take
didn't
us
make.
home, man.
I obviously didn't make any mistakes. There was
No, it's
definitely
all
never
us.
a time where I switched to the wrong scene where it had web. 'Cause I definitely don't have buttons that just say the same thing on them.
Kletos, you have so many buttons in front of you. I'm amazed anything goes
And-
right.
yeah.
It's so much to keep track of.
Yeah, a few. All right. Yes. Anyway, well, thank y'all, and we'll see y'all next time.
Are we both saluting? Are we
Yep,
waving?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whichever one you're doing, I'm doing the other one. That's the rule. Yeah,
Bye,
Bye.
SpyParty.